What's up, space fans? Just thought I'd come out tonight, have a little fire, listen to the frogs and the other little critters of the night. I hear the groundhog's busy over in the barn. Anyway, that's what I think it is. Just was thinking today of some thoughts and thought I'd make a video on some of the most awesome and amazing moments I had in nature in one shape or form of another. And I lived in like 5 different states up until now. I'm back home in Michigan, of course. I have been for years. But I lived in South Florida for 7-8 years and back in the 80s. Seen a lot of cool things. Caught my first puffer fish, first barracuda. Down there in Lake Worth off the pier just south of West Palm Beach. North of Lauderdale. Kind of the stomping ground area. Seen some stingrays swimming. Just out in the wild. They're just beautiful. It's amazing. Just beautiful. A lot of manatees fishing in the canals with the boat. You see a lot of manatees. And under nature can play games to your head too. When I moved out to Montana, we drove a little Nissan 2-wheel drive pickup truck, 3 of us. It was so small you'd have to drive with your window open so you could put your one arm out. And I'm not kidding you. It was that small. Had a little U-Haul. Drove for like 36.5 hours straight till we got to northwest Montana where we were going, which was my new home. A friend. So when I got there, it wasn't what I expected. There's nowhere to sleep. So 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm setting up our tent. Got to bed and woke up in the morning and unzipped the tent and looked out and like, wow, that is amazing. What a beautiful sight. Big sky country. All I could see was the Rockies with the snow on the top of them. I just sat there for a while. Matter of fact, I had some coffee and sat there for a while, just staring up at the mountains. It was gorgeous. Right in the Flathead Valley, up by Flathead Lake on the Flathead Indian Reservation. Up by the Yak, northwest, south of Kalispell, just south of US 2, which is on the Canadian borders pretty much. Big mountains in between, they call it. Ski resort area. Sheepshead Glacier, used to fish there a lot. Just the most beautiful, amazing places. Deer hunting up in the Yak. Me and my buddies traveling down these ACM roads, they call them. They're a little better than a 2-track. Had my S10 4-wheel drive. And I tell you the God's honest truth, there was a cat crossing the road in front of us. He was probably a good 50 yards in front of us. But his tail was 3 to 4 foot long, I kid you not. He was long, tall. I know his nose came up to the hood of my S10. His body probably this shy of the hood. He was like a Great Dane. Purdy, man was that cool, but he didn't last long. He scurried off and ran up into the woods. Got on with his business, we got on with ours. Never seen no grizzlies. Had some beautiful sights. I drove a taxi. for South Lake Taxi, they called it, and I drove also for Medicab. So I'd take people on the reservation to their doctor appointments, Missoula, Kalispell, wherever. And I used to get to drive around all this country, see all the bison and Bitterroot River. That was beautiful, amazing, just amazing. And one of the best views I had out there is I go in my kitchen, in my dining room actually, dining room, living room combination with a big bay window facing to the north. And when you looked out that window, all you seen was a part of Flathead Lake and Glacier National Park all the way across as far as you could see. All snow-capped mountains with the glaciers, of course, year-round. July, I drove up behind my house. I lived at like 5,000 feet. I drove up another 3,000 feet and ran into snow. Had to turn around because I didn't think my truck was capable. So that's a few amazing and beautiful of the most I've seen in my life. A few of many. You know, you can't think of them all. You done talking about it and, oh, I should have mentioned this or I should have mentioned that. Nope. But it's always good to learn a little bit more about somebody and kind of what they've done and been through in life. Lived in North Carolina, Charlotte. Went to a NASCAR race in Concord, North Carolina, which was right next door to us. The Charlotte 500. That was an experience of its own. And I'm getting a little off track with nature, but Indianapolis 500 Indy cars when I was a kid growing up. We went we had to go 4 out of 5 years. My dad, my brothers, older brothers, and me, my mom, back in the good old days when everybody was still here. We got a nice little nest right here where we're at now. It's comfy, more than enough room for us. I got National Forest about 10 minutes from my house where I was at yesterday, hiking with Adrian. And just to see the river running, it was beautiful. You know, you look from up the top, you look down to see the river, see how it snakes around. Had some loons in the background making some noise. Just peaceful, quiet. Couldn't hear traffic. Couldn't hear motorcycles. Couldn't hear semis going by hitting their Jake brake. It was nature, straight up. Well, I guess I don't want to bore you too much more. I'm going to get on with my fire, relax. Maybe the wife will come out and join me for a little while. I'll turn up the radio just a little bit in the garage so I can hear it. Kick back, relax. So, stay safe, stay strange.